morning, my lovely Atlantis Scalar peeps. I would like to share with you today a little good news. That autism relief service is amazing. I mean, there's so many people who are saying the next day their child is different, or their young adult, or even older adults. And I'm just flabbergasted. Now, sometimes a person might need the microbiome optimization as well, because now we added brain microbiome to that service, fixing the brain microbiome. And scientists and medical doctors have just now discovered that there is a brain microbiome. So this is really cutting edge stuff. But I suggest just do the autism relief, wait for a while, because there's so much in that script you would not believe. I don't know if I've ever read parts of it to you, but so it takes a lot to move all that energy around. So even if you got great results in the next day, you may probably expect over the 3 or 4 months to get even more good news. So there's that. Now, you guys who have had great luck with this autism relief, I really recommend that you help others. If you are part of, for example, a Facebook group for parents with kids that have autism, why don't you share? Just share your story so that they can get help too, because it certainly is miraculous. Now, because I added the brain microbiome, I've added to age reversal. So I keep adding stuff. I've added to dementia relief, and I've added it to cognitive and memory optimization. So now about the microbiome optimization, I'm going to ask Eric, but I have this feeling that this is something that's going to have to be done like twice a year because of the crap we eat, the antibiotics we take. So, depending on how you feel, consider that. And I might have Lucas create a recall thing to remind you, and then you can say, how do I feel? I feel fine. I don't need it. Or, yeah, I need it. So I will leave that up to you. Now, I would like to share, I'm going to do a new service probably sometime this week. I don't know when. Relief from fibromyalgia, because there's so much new science on that too. I'll read a little bit. Basically, we make sure that you're free from and cured of fibromyalgia, the general kind of instructional statements in the scalar field, that you have ideal and perfect pain sensitivity, that we tackle your endogenous pain inhibition. We make sure you have a normal sensory input mediated by the central nervous system. Here's the typo. We make sure you have perfect functioning of the hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis. We perfect your plasma cortisol levels. We make sure your nitric oxide levels are normal. We make sure the glial cells in the physical body functions ideally and perfectly. We make sure that you are able to suppress cortisol levels appropriately, when needed. And we also make sure that you have the ideal peaks and troughs of plasma cortisol. And it's all about the cortisol. Postsynaptic nitric oxide production in the physical body, we make sure that's perfect. We make sure second order pain transmission neurons function perfectly. We make sure that you have the ideal perfect levels of neuropeptides in the physical body. We tackle the function of your thalamus, make sure it's perfect. We make sure the autonomic nervous system functions perfectly, the limbic system as well. I'll read a couple more. We make sure the somatosensory cortices in the physical body function normally, and the perception of pain, of course, in the physical body, we make sure that's completely normal. And we make sure levels of serotonin, levels of dopamine. No, we make sure levels of serotonin in the serum is good. We make sure that dopamine, norepinephrine, and serotonin metabolites in the cerebral spinal fluid is ideal and perfect. And well, that's just one of, I think there's like 9 pages in that script. It's not too awful. So anyway, I hope you look forward to getting that. Also, I'm going to make a little plea about the ads on the YouTubes. I know it's a pain in the ass to watch those things. I know. And, there was a time like a year and a half ago where the negative entities invaded my YouTube channel. And there was an ad like every minute. It was just awful. These yellow spikes on the bottom of the YouTube screen. And so I fixed that. The YouTube channel is protected, but I do have just a regular number of ads. And I've had a person or two complain, but you got to think what you're getting here. I mean, this is very costly. Most of the revenue from ads goes to Paula, who handles my YouTube channel. And so leaf blower, the dog. All right. So most of the revenue goes to her, but also I've got plugins to pay for, the closed captioning translation to pay for, which is quite expensive. And it's just all sorts of expenses that you can't imagine. So I don't make any profit on watching these ads. I want to ask you to make a sacrifice, because this is awesome information you're getting on both the Channeling Eric YouTube channel and the Atlantis Scalar YouTube channel. And you got to make the sacrifice, because as a mother, guess what? I made the ultimate sacrifice to get to this place. So I hope that you just let them roll. Think about Eric. Think about my family. Think about what we've all been through. And I don't want to profit. I just want to be able to cover expenses, basically. So I hope you will understand that. I love you all. Please subscribe and hit the notification button and share. That also helps. Thank you so much.